It's the HipHopMatrixShow.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back.
It's the HipHopMatrix Show with J.Hall and DJ Akademiks.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Let's get it.
Yeah. What's good? What's good? What's good? Myself, J.Hall. This brother right here, DJ Akademiks. What's good, my brother?
What's happening, man? I can't complain.
How you, man?
Good.
Straight? You enjoying this cold weather?
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to be familiar with this. It's supposed to be nothing to you. Like,
I don't know why would people feel that way. It's like you because you was raised
Detroit.
in an area
Auburn Hills or something like that.
No, I'm from Detroit. So let's get that correct, sir. Just because you were raised in a place that gets really, really cold, why does that people think that means you like it? Like when you see Eskimos, you don't see them chilling on the block. They in big old hoodies. They in triple fat gooses. What makes you think like I'm enjoying this type of weather?
Because they like, I mean, they still live it.
This is their home.
But yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's the case, I'll be living in Hawaii because like it's not cold here. Look, man, look. Here's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? You don't like the cold. I don't like the cold. I was born in December and I don't like the cold. My birthday is in this month. And I was raised in Detroit, Michigan. I hate the cold. That's how much I despise the cold. I can't stand it.
Raised in free world.
What? Oh, boy, shut up, man. I had to think about it, like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, after Free World, 313.
Is Free World a real place?
Hell no.
Oh, that was made up?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
How about this? When you watch the 8 Mile movie, next time there's a Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, they show 8 Mile. How about this? When they show you the movie, be sure to know, and this is you and anybody listening, they never show the actual street 8 Mile in the entire movie.
I mean, I wouldn't know what they look like.
I'm just letting that be known. No, I'm just letting that be known. If you think about it, when you watch the movie, there's never a time when they say, yeah, we're standing here on 8 Mile. Like, they're never on 8 Mile in the entire movie. Uh-huh. And look, and I love the movie. I grew up, I like the movie, but they were nowhere near 8 Mile in the entire movie.
I would have never known.
Yeah, they just not. So just think about a main block in Bmore, and we named the movie after this block, but we're not on that block. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your main block is in Bmore.
I get what you're saying, but I would just never know.
Drew Park, but I'm like chilling at the waterfront, like, like that. Like I'm still in the city, but I'm just like, but why'd you even name it Drew Park? Just call it Baltimore movie or something. Like, I don't understand, man. But you know, that's just how I go. You done Christmas shopping yet, brother? It's getting creepy. It's creeping. It's creeping.
Man, I ain't even started. I'm a last minute guy.
Really?
Yeah, and if you ain't in my immediate house, I'm sorry. It's been a rough year, so it don't look like you getting anything.
Yeah, I saw your IG post when you put up a year ago about that car accident.
Yeah. And
no offense, I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. You've been in so many car wrecks. I was trying to remember that one.
Oh my God.
Because I mean, you've been like chasing down Death Door for a little second, and when I saw the picture that you put up on how effed up that wreck was, man, I'm like, yo, we thought that was the major one.
It was the major one.
Yeah, until like a few weeks later.
Nah, it was only two. It was only two bad accidents.
Man, that's enough.
One was not too long ago. Yeah, that was a bad one too. But yeah, that was the worst one.
Do you feel like, and seriously, like, is there like, I know for myself, when I got in my first car wreck, even when I was like 16 and I wasn't even driving, my cousin was driving, there's still a part of me that when I get to like an intersection or a crossroad, when I hit the brakes, I feel like someone's going to hit me on my side. Do you like have any kind of like flashbacks of that or any trauma left over from that?
STDs?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't know why. I'm just retarded or something. I'm just crazy.
I don't know. That's the proper word to use, but in this new PC culture, you don't want to lose your job. But I'm just joking.
Well, I didn't say anything bad about it. I just don't have it. I just don't have it. I didn't get it.
No, I'm not going to say what you said. I'm not even going to repeat it.
I said, I don't know. I might be retarded or something.
You're going to repeat it, huh? After you know, we're going to get you.
I'm talking about myself, not nobody else.
All right, listen, bro. Listen, they ain't taking no prisoners nowadays, bro.
How you going? I can't get sued for talking about myself.
Hey, bro, you be surprised. Okay, they ain't taking no prisoners out here in these streets. But, yeah, so you don't feel like you had any of that? None of the accidents?
No. I mean, my first instinct is to get out the car and get to the grass in case the car blows up. So
that's real.
That's what I do.
You can tell we 80s, baby. Way too many Bruce Willis movies.
Yeah,
straight up and down,
my first instinct is to get out the car.
Yeah, man, that's real.
Run. And I don't even realize if I'm hurt or not until I'm off to the side, out of harm's way. So, I mean, no, I don't have any PTSD. I still drive. I mean, that accident that I posted, that was when I was ran off the road by somebody. But the one you were talking about after that, that was when I did fall asleep at the wheel. So that's the first time that.
So you was ran off the road by somebody. Did you ever catch them?
No, they kept going. I hit a car that was sitting on a.
Did the police ever catch them?
No.
Wow.
I mean, there was no police around, so I mean, it was like a split-second thing, like bing, bing. It was like pow, and I was gone.
Do you think they even know that they did that?
They had to,
because sometimes
it was a hard and loud crash.
Oh,
so you would hear the bang, and like a 12 gauge went off.
Boom! Unless they just had to. Some people make moves and they just be going forward and they had the music blasting.
Right, you hear that?
Okay,
hear that.
I got what you're saying. They just didn't care.
They just didn't. They just knew what they did, and they just wasn't trying to.
I mean, going by the car that you put up on IG, that's a scary sight. If you think you caused that, they probably they didn't think you were still standing around. They probably, but that's a crime. It's hit and run, like
it's only a crime if you get caught.
I mean, that's real. That's real.
And they didn't get caught.
That's real, but we glad you here though, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
even though you survived another accident after that, let's say no more accidents for 2019.
Yeah, no more accidents from 2019. That wasn't the only thing that happened in 2018, though. But anyway.
Yeah, that's real. No, that's real. That's real. That's real. But just getting back to the original question, you are saying you're going to do Christmas shopping late when it comes to the kids and everything.
I always go late.
Is that for everybody or just the kids? Like, that does include the kids, the wife, and everybody?
I'm doing everybody.
Okay, and the wife understands that too?
This is just me.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, some people be upset, like, you ain't going early. Some couples, I don't know. I'm not married, so I didn't know if, like, couples or married people work that out, especially when they got kids, of who's going to go Christmas shopping and stuff like that.
Hey, man, look, I'll get to it when I get to it.
Okay. I mean, you always come through, so I guess there's no need to complain now.
First.
You said what?
I gotta get the bills paid first.
That might be important.
And then after that, we gonna see what we gonna do.
Not mad at it at all. Not mad at all. Not mad at all, man.
After that, we gonna make something shake. But we gonna get these bills paid first, and then we gonna make something shake.
Not mad at all, man. Not mad at all. Well, we gonna finish talking about us accidents and the Christmas and all that good stuff, because I know I ain't did no Christmas shopping. I'm not a holiday person for myself personally, but I do know that my niece, who loves to send out the little Cash App requests, is probably going to ask me for some bread eventually. So I'm going to have to finagle some way to kind of tell her, right, this ain't the move. This ain't the move. This ain't the move.
6 feet dead.
First thing up, I don't know if you saw the trailer. I thought I sent it to you, but I guess I didn't. You got Suge Knight. He's getting a documentary. Directed by Antoine Fuqua. I think that's how you pronounce the name. The guy who did Training Day. He also did The Magnificent Seven with Denzel Washington. He directed this documentary that's coming out. It's going to be on Showtime. And if you think about it, we've never really seen a doc solely on Suge. It's always been about Death Row. But to see one on Suge, it's like, it's kind of amazing.
See Marion playing football.
Well, yeah. And what's so crazy is in the trailer, there's a part when I guess somebody's saying, hey, man, he's riding in the car, and the person asks Suge, they're like, they said that you got Biggie shot. And there's like a good 35 seconds of Suge just driving. Like, you can tell he heard the question. He just driving, like. And dude, it's the creepiest thing ever. And you're like, yo, it's like, it's everything you've always known Suge to be in that moment.
He loves it.
I'm actually excited for it, because, Suge right now is in jail.
Yeah.
Doing some time. But I'm actually excited to, watch the doc, because, again, we've always seen documentaries on just Death Row and how Death Row came to be at best. But as far as Suge background, there's not a lot of details, that go into, like you said, he played football for UNLV. How did he become a football player, bodyguard, to, like, running an empire that was holding it down in the 90s?
He was Bobby Brown's bodyguard in the 80s. And I think he played San Francisco 49ers. I think he played for the 49ers.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought he got injured in college. But again, that's what the doc is going to be about, right?
That's where he got his money. He got his money from football.
Well, I don't know.
Well, maybe.
No. Because there was one Death Row documentary I saw where he got his money from somebody else.
I mean, yeah, he got the money from him too. He got some money from him too.
Yeah.
He got some money from him too.
But listen, Suge, I don't think this generation would never know the fear that Suge had on the industry at one point. Like, people were shook when he walked through the room in them all red suits, big old cigars, Pyru blood. This guy's like 6'6".
Yeah, he was an American gangster.
300 plus pounds, right, And you hear about, my favorite tale is the one about Vanilla Ice and holding him over the balcony, like in the whole 5 Heartbeats thing. My office hours are from 9 to 5. Like, there was all these. We didn't really have social media, so
Suge would give anything to go back to 95.
Yeah, he would, and I think that's the problem. I think he never really let go. But is that a testament to like even a homie that on the block? We all kind of know. I think the reason why we were so addicted to Suge's like moves and watching his every action is because we all got that homie, especially of us that come from inner cities, who didn't want to let the 90s go. Who did, when we was coming up, there was always those 70s dudes that didn't want to let the 70s go. They still just let the 70s even in the 90s.
That was their heyday.
Right. And so we all got those big homies who don't want to let that era go. Like I know a guy, he's from NY. He's always talking about the 80s and the 90s, and I be looking at him like, bro, you got gray. Like, you don't think you want to let that ride out, homie? Like, he like, if this was back in the, day, it wouldn't. But it's not.
It's not. It's never coming back.
Yeah,
Never, ever, 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 ever.
And I think the story of Suge is kind of a testament of, like, when you don't let go. You know what I mean? And you want to hold on to. Because eventually, for me, it all went down, and this is for me when Suge got knocked out. Right. like when to see Suge Knight on the ground, like I was like, and that was also when things started going viral. TMZ was everywhere, and there was no more. To me, the myth was broken. I was like
when Rocky cut Ivan Drago. He's not a machine.
Yeah,
he's a man.
He's a man.
He's cut.
I'm seeing 3 of them. Hit the one in the middle. You know what I mean? And I think Suge got knocked out because, it's kind of like when you fighting a bully, a lot of times you're so scared of the bully, you go crazy. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure the dude who knocked Suge out was probably shook like, and just went ham. And to see Suge get helped up off the floor, I was like, wait, Suge got helped up off the floor? What's going on? So all that to say, man, this documentary, I think if you're a young one and you're all about the culture, because we always like to talk about the culture, but I don't really hear a lot of younger cats really want to know the background and the history of it. I think this would be a good doc, for you to check out. So, we can't wait to see. I know I'm going to watch. I'm going to be tweeting about it live, that's for sure. So
see what Mr. Fuqua got for us.
Yeah, Fuqua. That's how you pronounce the name. My apologies, good sir. I love Training Day to this day. I should always remember your name. Besides all that, what's next up news is your guy Kevin Hart. Now, you and I know we both say all this separately, and I didn't want to hit you with the opinion. I actually purposely wanted you to come in here and express what happened right now. And for those who don't know, who might be underneath a rock, Kevin Hart went in 24 hours. He went from announcing that he was about to be the next host of the Oscars for 2019, and then slowly after that, he announced that he was not going to host it because of some old tweets that were dug up of him making homophobic remarks. Now, keep in mind, the tweets
10 years ago.
But keep in mind, there's 2 things we need to know. Now, the tweets are hell of offensive. They are bad, right? But over the years, Kevin Hart has apologized about the tweets, explained the tweets, talked about the tweets. He's never hid from these tweets himself, right? And so his argument, or his, I don't want to say argument, his statement was pretty much, we can't, quote unquote, feed the internet trolls, and he's not going to do it. So he told the Oscars, I appreciate it. I guess they told him all he had to do was apologize and he can host it, but he said no.
Definitely not doing it.
What you think about that?
I mean, I think you stand his ground. You don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So, I mean, Kevin don't need it.
It ain't a money issue for real, but it was like his dream job. He did point that out.
It ain't a money issue. It was just he just wanted to do it just to say he did it as a notch under his belt type of thing, as a trophy type of thing. But I mean, and right now, I don't know if it's because in support of Kevin that these things are coming out, but right now, I mean, they got Amy Shoemaker for another similar tweet, Sarah Silverman, and Chelsea Handler. And it don't get no whiter than that. So
wow, what things did they say? Give me an example.
They say in quote.
Do they have it listed?
Yeah, they got it listed. Amy Shoemaker says, enjoy Skyfall fags. I'm about to get knee deep in Helen Hurt. The sessions. All right. Sarah Silverman says, I don't mean this in a hurtful way, but the new Bachelorette's a faggot.
Wow.
So, and then Chelsea Handler says, this is what a big fag bird likes when he flexes. Well, look, I guess she meant to say looks like. This was a big fag bird looks like, and she had a photo, but I can't see the photo that was.
Do they have down the year that these tweets were made?
No. It doesn't have the year. Or 2010 for Silverman. Shoemaker was 2012. And I think the other two were 2010. Handler and Silverman were 2010. And Shoemaker was 2012.
I mean, yeah.
Around the same time, his was 2009.
Yeah, around the same time. And you know, I hear the argument also that people were making online about to say that he shouldn't be fired or accused of that is to say that people should stop being offended, right? But I'm posing a real question. When is there a time when we're actually allowed to kind of grow? And I'm not even saying this as a Kevin Hart fan because, you know, to me, Kevin Hart is just kind of like there. You know, he's cool. I respect his hustle. But I'm not like a diehard fan where I'm like, oh, my God, he should have been doing it. But because to me, I find it funny how if you remember within that time frame when he had first announced that he was doing the Oscars, there were a lot of people that were ragging on him. Like, oh, this is going to be whack. He going to tell a bunch of whack jokes, da-da-da-da-da. But then when this situation came over, now everyone, like, you know, is defending him for that. But my question is, when are we allowed to grow in that sense? Especially if he's already apologized. Is he supposed to keep apologizing and keep on apologizing? He's supposed to apologize now he has a bigger platform? Because if you apologize, like, you know, when you had 300,000 followers versus now you got 300 million followers, does that make a difference? And Kevin made a good point. He said the energy that they put up reading those tweets, they should put that same energy into looking up the times where I apologize for those tweets. So I think that was a good point also, too. I mean, people were pointing out that a lot of white people who've hosted Oscars and Golden Globes had done some questionable things in the past, but yet you don't say anything when it comes to that.
But anyway.
Yeah. I mean, well, nobody wants Trump because he said offensive things towards everybody in Hollywood, but if he ain't you know, the liberal America, they would have him too because Trump has always been who he is. Mm-hmm. You remember about 4 years ago, Trump was cool, right? In the sense, like, even a lot of people in hip-hop were at his, you know, Snoop was at his roast, and a lot of people, now everyone wants to come out and say things like, oh, well, you know, he paid me to be there and I never really liked him. But Trump was always who he was. We were the ones who were shocked by him. Like, he didn't change. We changed our opinion on him, right?
Yeah.
So you got someone like him who's always been offensive, but he's always been invited to be at places. He's been on SNL even before all of that, you know? So my whole thing with that is, when are you allowed to change and when do the rules apply? Do they apply for someone like you said, like a Trump, for the white male or the Amy Shoemaker and all of them of the world? Or it just only applies to us black people when we're talking about things that are homophobic and things of that nature? Like, when does it apply?
It applies when you go on the biggest stage and they don't like it. They want to bring you down. So they're going to dig up whatever it is.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. There are also some people out there that was like, yeah, you know, they bring him down, like they brought down my man Cosby. I saw this dude that I was cool with who put that up. And I put the word was, but I'm like, bro, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing at all, bro.
But I get where he's going with it. They just trying to take the one at the top down, trying to take Kev out of his spot some way, somehow. So I get what he's saying.
What spot did Cosby have?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Cosby is one of the greatest ever, like, to do it. Like, as far as sitcoms, movies, to stand-up comedian, he did it all.
Okay, so, yeah, I get all that as a lifetime, but in that moment, Cosby wasn't, like, the hot person the way Kevin Hart.
No, not in that moment, but his mystique and his iconic stature and credibility was still at the top. Like,
right, I'm just only saying that the way the dude was stating it, he was stating it is Cosby was like, usually that rule applies to the black comedian who's on his way up, like Dave Chappelle, you know, somebody who's on their way up to a point. Cosby had already had, you know, the things that he had. So it's not like he was on a rise or something. I mean, you know, you got that whole thing where he was about to buy NBC. People been saying since 88, but, you know, I don't know how much that is. But, you know, with Kevin Hart, you know.
I never heard that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was always the thing. The thing with Cosby, not to get too far off track, was they were like, they didn't want to bring this stuff up until he was about to buy NBC. But the whole rumor that he was about to buy NBC had been going around since the late 80s. So I don't even know if that applies. But when it comes to Kevin Hart, I think with his case in particular is that he apologized for these things and he spoke about these things. Now, if you want to tell me that his apology wasn't good enough and you want to make that argument or whatever the case, then cool. But I do think it's kind of, I don't know, maybe the Oscars, it's on y'all. You guys should do background checks if that's the case. Do more thorough background checks. Because obvious, the Twitter people, they're doing background checks better than everybody, if that's the case. So maybe you should start hiring some trolls on your staff or something like that. But don't hire somebody and Now, here's the thing. You're going to put a hell of pressure on the next person to host it. Because the next person you hosted, they people really going to be digging that person up.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You better be prepared. For real. You better just call Chris Rock again.
They better be bleached.
Right. Record and all. Just come out there. They ain't did nothing. Yeah. They might start doing like the Grammys. You know, the Grammys for like years didn't have a host. Just present the award, perform. You know what I mean? You come up there and talk for a second, and then, but they didn't, you know, for the longest, the Grammys was not doing the host thing. So, you know, it's going to get to that point in a second. So, I don't know, though. Shout out to Kevin, man, you know, because at the end of the day, I feel bad because you know that it was something that he really wanted to do, like that dream job that he's always wanted, and he couldn't get it, but he'll probably get another shot, though.
All right, so guess who got an album? Gucci has an album out? I didn't even know Gucci had an album out right now.
Gucci? Yeah.
I mean, I knew he had music out, but I didn't know he actually dropped the album. It actually caught me by surprise. Evil Genius.
Yeah, I've been playing it all day, actually.
Yeah,
it go
Wake
kind of
Up
hard.
in the Sky. I mean, yeah.
Well, no, but other songs on there go kind of hard. You know, when Gucci first came out years ago, man, I was not a Gucci fan at all because to me that was part of the, you know, the white tee era. But I could not get past the Dope Boy references. That's just me, man. My upbringing is just like
Gucci was always been that guy. Gucci's that guy.
Hey, man, listen, I'm a fan. Straight up. I like Gucci now more than I ever liked Gucci.
Yeah, and I saw him when he was here in D.C. at Echo Stage, and he brought his wife out on stage, Keisha, and she's definitely something to be reckoned with.
You remember she came to when I used to host Stadium. She came to Stadium one time. I didn't know who she was at that point. You know what I mean? But she definitely packed the club at that point, so she been getting money.
Oh yeah, she got that bread. He
Absolutely.
gave her $1 million when he went away, and she turned it into $8 million.
Hey, shout out!
That.
We need that.
Yeah, she definitely a hustler.
I'm just trying to get somebody $5. They can turn it into $100.
They ain't gonna be able to do it. Also, XXXTentacion, the late XXXTentacion has released Skins. You had a chance to listen to that?
No, I haven't, but I'm going to. You know, I'm not gonna front like most people. I caught on to X late. You know, I knew about him, but as far as his music, I caught on to it late. As you know, I repeat to say, it's unfortunate because art-wise, he was extremely talented. So,
all right. Also, Ice Cube, Everything's Corrupt. You know, he got something to say.
He got a single in there called "Arrest the President," right?
Yeah, he trying to arrest the president. As you know, Ice Cube. I mean, he don't do this for the money. Yeah. So he doing this because he wants to get something off his chest, and because he feel like it.
Nothing wrong with veteran rap.
Yeah,
we need more veteran rap. You know, we need more. And Cube. The thing about Cube is he never cared. Yeah. So this ain't something he just wake up and decide to do. You know, he's on record. I mean, he didn't win at both bushes.
Yeah, and the police.
Yeah, right. So, you know, this is Cube's history. So it's good that he has something that sparked in him. And you want to see your veterans doing things that they love to do, not doing it because they just trying to get the attention. Like you said, Cube don't have to do this.
Yeah, he don't need the money.
Right. So he's really doing this because he love it. So, you know, Cube is one of my all-time favorite rappers, man, of all time. So, oh, man, though, we about to get into some tragedy, bro. I don't know if you got a chance to catch this. Your couple goals are dead because Cardi B and Offset had announced a breakup. Now, allegedly, Offset wanted
money.
Allegedly, you know, Offset being rumored for cheating for a minute, but allegedly the final straw was he wanted a threesome with some
set up that Minaj.
Some girl named
Cuban
Doll, and allegedly Cardi caught it. But on her actual IG, you know, Cardi actually announced the breakup. And she had this to say.
I've been trying to work things out with my baby father for a hot minute now. And we're really good friends. And, you know, we're really good business partners. And, you know, he's always somebody that I run to talk to. And we got a lot of love for each other. But things just haven't been working out between us for a long time. And it's nobody's fault. It's just like, I guess we grew out of love. But we're not together anymore. I don't know, it might take time to get a divorce, and I'm going to always have a lot of love for him because he is my daughter's father, and yeah.
Yo, so, you know, one thing Cardi's always been good, her greatest tool is not her lyrics. Her greatest tool has always been the way she communicates with her audience. So you hear that from her. I look up on IG, I look up on Twitter one day, and I'm seeing Cardi B and Offset tweeting, trending. You know me, when I see somebody's trending, first thing I think is that they're dead. Whoa. So, yeah, I get scared when I see people trending. I'm like, oh, man, car accident, you know, whatever. But, you know, they broken up or whatever, and everyone was talking about how they were the goals or whatever. But it seems like, I don't know, people will maybe be thinking that it could be like for publicity, a pub stunt.
I don't think they need it.
That's what I said.
They got all the publicity in the world. So
And
that's not it. It's the truth.
And
You know what I
Offset
mean?
was supposed to drop a song, but he didn't, right? He didn't drop a song.
Yeah, so because he's the only one of Migos that ain't dropped the album yet. So his album was up next.
Well, my whole thing is I think people are missing a big thing about this story, and that's the threesome.
Yeah.
Let's get into that. You know what I mean? If he was trying to set up a threesome, and he was trying to set up a threesome with somebody, but he just ain't get a chance to talk to the wife yet, who you supposed to talk to first? Like, you know, you make sure the third person is down. You know what I mean? So you can present it to your wife.
Supposed to be involved in it.
Oh, he was trying to get a threesome with like 2 other girls.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was trying to get a threesome with Cardi and the girl.
No. I had nothing to do with Cardi.
Oh.
He was trying to set up like 3
Oh,
other
okay.
girls.
I was about to say, I thought that's like bringing home lamb, and you don't normally eat lamb. You know what I mean? You just like, well, baby, I just want to get something
No, he
different.
wasn't bringing it home. He was just trying to eat a buffet over here. Go to the buffet over here.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly.
Hey, allegedly. Oh man, that sucks. that's messed up, you know. But I'm with you. I don't think that's I think it might be real. You know what I mean? I don't think you should be lining up waiting on no Cardi, because number one, they got a kid together, so they're gonna have to deal with each other for the rest of their life. That's number one. Number two, she's right about one thing: divorces do take time. You know, because you gotta, you know, depending on how long they've been married.
Yeah, long. Well, they ain't been married that long. So
Yeah, they haven't been married that long, but then again, we kind of don't know, because remember, we never really saw a wedding. She just kind of told us that they were married, right? Then we got to think about the third thing is that they signed under the same management, because remember, she fired her team and went to QC.
Well, she said they were good business partners. She was fine.
So he's always going to be in the picture. So if you a guy who waiting on Cardi, you got to think about, not only is Offset not going to be the type of person who just going to be picking up the kid, he's involved, period. He's always going to be around. So is it ever going to be clean for her to really date somebody seriously versus...
I mean, just like she fired the old team, she could fire that team.
She don't, yeah, we know that, right? Like, she don't need nobody right now. As of right now, at this moment, Cardi is hot where anybody be willing to sign her and take her on. Mm-hmm. So do you think she make that move next? Like, is the next move to make a business decision? Like, you know what? I don't think I should be comfortable under these circumstances and I need to go somewhere else?
No, I think they'll make it work.
If you QC, you definitely try and make it work.
Yeah, P and Coach K is going to make
you coming in with the fire hydrant like, shit.
Like, look, this is what's about to happen.
Right. Who do you discipline? If you the big homie, who you discipline? Because I know, for me, I know who I discipline. Who would you discipline? Like, if you Coach K or you know, Q, who you disciplining? Who you coming in trying to save first?
Yeah, you keeping Cardi in the house.
Right.
You're going to tell Offset, look, man, keep this thing cool, man.
Right.
Keep this thing cool. It's your family and all the money, which is your money too.
Right. Shut up. Remember them, like Vince McMahon, like, shut up, Austin. That's exactly how I'm coming in, for real.
Yeah, Cardi's the cash cow right now.
Yeah, he is, man. You know, hey, look, man, in this era, I don't even see, honestly, I feel bad for all y'all young boys, because I don't even see how y'all can even cheat clean anyway in the first place. Because these young individuals that are out here that are hot, they're not even trying to, we know we were coming up, it was like the Robin Givens kind of effect, allegedly, of like you wanted to get the girl wanted to get pregnant by the star, right? That was always what you was always told. Like, she wanted to get pregnant by the celebrity so she can get a check for 18 years. Shoot, nowadays, they have people just laying in the bed and taking a selfie photo and putting it up on everybody. Like, bro,
threatening you that they're going to put it up just to extort you.
Dude, that's too hot. You know what I mean? Like, you just be faithful just because. You should be faithful because it's safer. You know, so if you Offset, man, you might want to chill out, like, for real, because, you know, but maybe she put that out there in the social media world so she can know that he's serious, because, you know, this new generation, they only understand things when it's actually on social media. Because just the other day, she was saying, I want to suck your, you know, she told him she wanted to suck him off. She looked so good. This was like just early this week.
Yeah, it was her husband, so.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you wait in the line, you might want to keep on waiting, because unfortunately, the way it's going to go is more women going to want Offset. And if you a dude, you probably going to have to chill out. Speaking of chills, this brought me a chill. I don't know if you got a chance to catch this, but Russell Simmons had lost a legal battle this week.
Another one.
Yeah, see, he attempted to get the lawsuit thrown out of court of the 1988 case where a woman says that he allegedly raped her. The lawsuit is going to proceed next month, top of the year, and he's going to have to face his accuser in court. Now, it ain't looking good for Russ at all. We kind of haven't been hearing anything about Russ. You know, he kind of chilled out on making any kind of public announcement or responding to that at all. Remember when he tried to start the not Me Too, but I didn't do it or something like that? What he tried to start?
I don't know.
It didn't work. That's my point.
And Kanye took a shot at him. And Russell said he want to pray for Me Too. Well, I'm going to pray for him because he got Me Too.
Yo. Again, right, we're seeing people that we came up on and we've been admiring for a long time going down. And we're seeing this effect. Do you think there's any way Russell Simmons can recover from this, even if he's innocent?
Just pay him off. Pay him all.
He can't. They don't want it. It's not a bread thing.
Yeah.
It's out there in the public. Nah, what you paying off? You pay off so these things don't get out.
Very true.
So we already know what we know in the sense of far as about the case itself, whether it's true or not. That's my point. Is it possible for anybody to recover, or nowadays when you're guilty, you're just guilty?
I mean, when you're guilty, you're guilty, but is he guilty is the question.
But I'm saying as far as public opinion, do people even care? That's really what I'm asking. Is he ever going to be able to get his image back, who he is, Russell Simmons, things of that nature?
Russell is old and rich. He really don't need an image no more.
Okay. So you're saying at this point it's too old for it to matter?
I would think so, because if I'm 80 plus.
Russell's not 80 though, bro.
I mean,
he about 60 though.
If I'm 60, 70 plus, and I'm definitely not going broke in my lifetime, I don't care what people think about me now. So I know I'm not going to give two shits about what America cares about. If I know there's no possibility that I can ever go broke, and I'm 60 plus, all right, whatever. As long as I ain't going to jail, all right, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to act like I know much about this case because he's going to have to face the accuser. I'm not sure if it's a civil case or he's facing actual charges where he can actually do some time. But, you know, to your point, the only thing about taking down, I don't know what that was. My fault. The only thing about taking down these type of people, like you said, when they get old, is that unfortunately they kind of already like made their money in a sense. Like, you know, and they're not necessarily going to go broke. And if you can't prove something that happened like 20 years ago, if they don't go to jail, they don't lose their money, then what is it that they really, really lost? Because, like you said, as far as the limelight, if that's not important to him, it was already out. It was already out. So
he's lived his life.
That's the unfortunate part about these kind of situations. But, you know, I don't know, man. I just think the whole situation is just a damn shame, though. You know, because Russell Simmons definitely on our forefather of the culture. And so for this to happen to him, it's going to get to a point we have to erase him from the archive. Hey, yo, how you when it comes to your taxes, bro?
I'm good. Gave him a nice check last year.
That's good. It's good that you. I'm still trying to work out my situation, but your guy, French Montana, his situation ain't the best because apparently he is owed. He owed $400,000 tax lien. Apparently Montana is accused of not paying his taxes in 2016, and he allegedly owes $400,695. I think I said that right? 400,000.
It's a lot of change.
It was over 400,000.
It's a lot
Sorry,
of money.
I'm an idiot sometimes.
Well, I ain't got
unpaid taxes.
Put something on it. I ain't got it.
And apparently he better pay up soon. If he doesn't pay up soon, it's gonna be trouble. You know, Fat Joe had a tax problem. He went to jail for like some months.
Like Wesley.
Well, remember Fat Joe went to jail after he even paid. So you could still go to jail even after you pay.
Oh, dang. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Fat Joe did like 10 months.
Sheesh.
After he paid because he had somebody on his team that was messing up his money. So he didn't even know that he owed. The dude, you know, cheated him out his money. He paid the money and he still had to go to jail for it. Like, Uncle Sam really don't play.
Give me my money. After you pay me.
Yeah. So French. And the thing about any rapper, especially when you're a rapper like French, is French don't look like he missing, like, you know, he don't look broke. Like, even though Kendrick Lamar made more money than a lot of rappers, Kendrick Lamar look like you and I. Like, Kendrick Lamar is in Forbes like every year.
He don't wear the money.
Right. He's in Forbes. It's like every year on the low, like Reebok deal, 10 million here, 20 million there. But Kendrick Lamar look like he can't give you spare change for anything. Versus French Montana look like the uncle that put you through college.
Look like the uncle that put a lot of strippers through college.
Right. Glossy. You know what I mean? Real clean. Like he drink milkshakes every day. Like, French, you go up in there.
Every day.
Right. You go up in there trying to say you ain't got the money. Uncle Sam is not believing that. signed the Bad Boy, hanging with Diddy, you in the video. You are everything that they think that a rapper is.
Mr. French Vanilla.
Yeah, your name is French Montana.
French Vanilla Ciroc.
Right. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know, image-wise, I hope they don't play none of your videos in court. I hope he can take care of that because French been doing some good things lately, you know, on the charity tips. So I really hope he get that taken care of. And speaking of jail, you got Meek Mill has said recently that he, you know, been speaking about a lot of things, especially when it comes to jail reform, prison reform, and all this nature. But he also wanted to point out that if the peoples give him a call, like the man give him a call, he ain't going to jail. He going to sit back and let somebody else do it. Like, he's not going to go to jail for a cause. And there's a little bit of controversy about that online because people are saying, well, you're speaking of these issues, but yet you don't want to be an activist, but yet you're portraying the activist. But also he feels like he's one of the best people who is suited to speak on this situation because he kind of lived it. But there's also an argument that if you're not willing to take the sacrifices of the hits, then you really are just out here playing a fraud. And so I don't know. I kind of sat back for a second because I don't know. I'm not trying to go to jail, right? But yeah. I'm not no activist. But it brought up a valid point. Like, is he somewhat skating on that ice of that portraying a fraud? Then you blankly say what you're not going to do because in order to have some sort of activism, you do got to know that there's going to be a consequence to that.
I mean, I don't think today's day and age you have to even risk going to jail because everything's in the more limelight. So just speaking, and back then they were putting activists in jail just for the fact of public speaking. So now everything's in a bigger light, and we have so many streams that you can do that, and they really do allow you to. They can't crack down like they used to back then. So I don't even see it coming as a threat where he would ever even have to worry about going to jail, unless he just started leading crazy licensed marches and stuff, like something like that.
But do you think that it's right for him to say, well, he ain't gonna pretty much take no bumps or bruises for it, but yet he's speaking of these things like that? Do you think that's right? Do you think? I
mean, because he technically already took the bumps and bruises for it. So
did he take the bump and bruise for activism, or he take the bump and bruises for just the situation that he was caught up in?
He took the bumps.
Those are two different things.
Well, he took the bumps and bruises for the game.
Okay.
For the game, he charged it to the game. I mean, he was for being a black male. That's a victim of the system, and he was a famous face, so he brought light to a dark part of the system.
Yeah.
So he did do that. Yeah,
that's real. I don't know, man. I think that sometimes people feel like when you step out for something, especially when it comes to anything that's active, you know, in activism, they feel like you have to be willing to take all the hits. And I'm under the impression, I remember when Al Sharpton had came to my school when I was real young, and he said, and I quote, I'm paraphrasing, he said, yo, everybody shouldn't go to jail because somebody need to be out to get us out. Like, everybody can't go to jail. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody's not meant to go to jail. You know what I mean? Because he's like, I need somebody to get me out. He's I need y'all to be doctors and lawyers to come get me. So everybody got to play a position and got to play a role. I think people need to kind of relax because this is still new to him, this new light. You know, as far as him like elevating, like we talked about his album last week, how it's still street, but he's definitely approaching subjects that he never really touched on. And it's not a forced issue. Like, he didn't just wake up one night and became Mos Def, but you can definitely tell that the experience, like you said, like the G code that he paid, you can definitely hear that in his music. And I think he's still new at this. I mean, he barely got a chance to really enjoy his freedom. Like, technically, he really out on bail. He ain't free. So he do got to still walk his walk. And I understand that he doesn't want to go to jail because he still got a young son. He still got a family that he want to be around. And how many times is he really around them with him trying to pay bills, going on tour, and then he was in jail for, what, 5-6 months over popping a Willie? So I could understand that maybe my whole thing is I don't think he's stopped thinking everyone's going to be a polished veteran just because they're making their decision. Their moves are evolving. It's not there yet. We're definitely seeing Meek evolve, but I don't think the evolution is complete yet. And I think people should kind of like fall back. Even he's speaking about how he's speaking now because he just got out. So of course, if you ask him, is he willing to go to jail for it? Like, he just got out. Like,
I ain't going back there.
Yeah, so I could understand that.
Out of there. You saw all the stuff we went through to get out.
Exactly.
Go back.
And he got out. It took 3 billionaires. It took way more than rap to get Meek out. Okay, don't think Rick Ross got Meek out. Okay, Meek got put out. Meek got out, not even just because it's celebrity. Meek knew people who were very key and very important. I mean, is
There was a couple golf course conversations.
yeah. Listen, it's hard to know one billionaire. Meek know three.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the fact that it took all of that to get Meek out, yo, give it some. I'm just saying, give it some time, and maybe his role is to bring light. Maybe that's his role. You know what I mean? Maybe that's his position, is to bring light and to spark the conversation, because I don't think I wasn't hearing us having this conversation on the mainstream stage 5-6 years ago.
No.
You know, so
We were just dying in the shadows.
yeah. So I'm only saying relax. When it comes to Meek, the Man album just came out. Let's just see how this is going right now. Let's use that light for something positive, and let's hope that we can take the light that's on Meek and we can take that light to other situations and other individuals who don't have that celebrity stage that he has, you know? So hopefully we can get to that. All right, and some clear, more uplifting news. I don't know if you got a chance to catch this, but the Grammy nominations came out, and Kendrick Lamar is leading with 8.
Yeah.
Drake is right behind him with 7. Cardi B, she's up for Album of the Year for her album Invasion of Privacy. And she's tied with Childish Gambino and Her, who I love. Absolutely. I love Her. She's dope. Her got 5 nominations. So it seems dope, right? There's a lot of diversity in there, but, I kind of feel like we do this every year with the Grammys, where they show us our nods, and we kind of get excited because there's a lot of black people nominations, and then when the actual award show come, it gets white out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like,
Yeah, speaking of that, Isaac Hayes III. I don't know if he came for Nicki or did he just come for Nicki? Or he came, or did he come?
A lot of people will come for Nicki.
Yeah, because he said,
she's bad.
He said Nicki Minaj submitted 19 records for Grammy nominations. She got 0. She submitted 19 records. She submitted the Queen album, Chun-Li, Barbie Dreams, Bed, Dark Side of the Moon, Big Bank, Goodbye, Anybody, Fifi, The Way Life Goes video, The Way Life Goes remix, and Upon More. And she got no, like they said, and he was like, yeah, she got to be hot right now. She's a little
That's what Isaac Hayes III said.
Yeah, said Nicki's probably a little perturbed right now.
Oh, so his point is Nicki's probably pissed.
Yeah, she
You think Nicki pissed? Like, honestly?
I mean, to see Cardi get 5?
She submitted 19 songs?
And get none?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, well, is that a lot? Because I never thought about how many songs. I never thought about how many songs people actually submit. So how many songs do people like submit?
Probably like 3 or 4. But
You think so? I mean, because if you submit the album, that's almost like submitting the songs that's on your list, right? Somewhat. You got 15 songs on your album, but she got no nods.
well,
Though. I
you
mean,
submitting the album, that's kind of like one song because you're submitting the album as that one category. You're not submitting every song on the album. You're submitting that album for the album of the year category.
I mean, that'd be something we have to do more research on because I don't know if Nicki has submitted the most.
She submitted 19 records and ain't getting 1 nomination.
Yeah, and she put a lot of, she was really backing this album. Like, she was really putting up the fact that she had that fire lit back in her.
Yeah,
she put her pen game back. She promoted it real heavy, and she went hard on this album.
Putting it out
than any other album I've ever seen Nicki go hard for. Queen Radio, all that good stuff. So, should she be pissed? Should she be upset?
Hell yeah, she'd be upset.
Do you think there's some songs on there that deserve an Emmy nod, though?
No.
No, I can't think of one either, to be honest with you. I think it was a dope album, though. I do think it was Nicki's, again, most important.
Solid.
It was her most important album because it was make or break to me, right? But it was Cardi's year. It was Cardi's year.
Cardi's album was fire.
Yeah, it was just Cardi's year. I mean, because Bodak Yellow, was that a nomination for last year, or did it come out too late for last year's nod? Is that what it is?
I'm not sure.
But her album, if Cardi album gets album of the year, where are we placing her? Because the last hip hop album to get album of the year was Outkast. So is she going to be put up there with those kind of greats? The album before that was Lauryn Hill, Miseducation.
I mean, she's a great performer.
That's what I'm saying. So if
she's not a lyricist, and
if
she's
she
not
surpassed
a writer, but she's a great performer.
Did she surpass Nicki if she wins? Had Nicki ever got nominated for album of the year? Like even a nod for album of the year?
I don't know.
You know what's so crazy? The way that Grammys work, I can see Nicki win. I can see Cardi winning that though. Like I can see out of all the people we put up, Kendrick Lamar, everybody we put up to get album of the year that have failed, I can see Cardi B coming in with the victory.
I mean, white people love Cardi.
They love Cardi. They think Cardi's the greatest thing smoking. They love her. I'm willing to say they might love Cardi more than they love Nicki when Nicki was in our prime. When Nicki first came out. they love Cardi B. I was in a grocery store and I heard two white women rapping to Cardi B while they was picking out Pampers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is no exaggeration. Like, white women love Cardi B. I don't know if she living out all the dreams that they wanted to live out, but they love Cardi B.
She everything they want to be when they in the bathroom in the mirror.
Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. And they haven't dug up her old tweets because, you know, she had old tweets, I guess, allegedly about black women that she was dogging, but no one dug up her old tweets, so you know they love her.
She'll still say the same stuff right now.
Yeah, maybe. I am noticing one thing, though, I want to ask your opinion on. Have you been noticing that lately the curve between Drake and Kendrick has been slightly shifting? Because you remember how Drake used to just leave everybody in the dust when it came to stats. But in the last maybe like couple years, Kendrick album momentum-wise has been selling. He's always got more Grammy nominations than Drake because Drake makes music that we all love and we jingle to, but when it comes to actually getting the credentials and actual, you know, nominations, stuff like that, he kind of falls short on that. Is this a sign of the times of Kendrick also commercially passing Drake as much as he has been critically, do you think, or at least matching him evenly?
I don't think so. I think it's still the same. Kendrick's still the more technical, lyrical animal. I mean, Drake is too, but I mean, not like Kendrick.
I'm just asking that because I've been noticing, I mean, we talked about this a while ago, that Kendrick stat-wise, he's been getting numbers too. Like, he ain't just been putting out stuff for the people who are, like, really in tune with it. Like, he's been selling records. He's been charting. And he's been getting the, so he's been getting the commercial accolades along with the critical accolades, is what I'm saying. And I'm just saying, do you think I think
Drake's still is the bigger commercial cash cow.
Okay, no doubt. I'm just thinking, do you see the gap closing?
It could be closing, but it ain't close.
Okay, that's real. Well, Drake got 7 nominations. He's right behind Kendrick with 8. So, you know, we'll see. You know, hopefully though Kendrick performs this year. Did he perform last year?
No.
He's due to perform because he does like every other year, and Drake has not performed at the Grammys yet. Now Kendrick's definitely a better performer than Drake. Because when Kendrick performs, we're glued to the TV. So there's no question about that. So I'm looking forward to that part. But trying to tell you, man, I'm calling it right here. Cardi's probably going to win Album of the Year.
So is Drake performing this year?
I would advise him not to if Kendrick performs. Like, if Kendrick performs, Drake shouldn't. Because we talk about Kendrick's performance. Like, when he first performed with Imagine Dragons, you know, people are still looking that up on YouTube. When he performed later on with the prison attire, you know what I mean? Like, you know, with the black man, and had all the white people looking all shook and all that. Like, his performances at the Grammys have made statements that are lasting on our minds. Drake hasn't even performed at BET Awards. Like, he hasn't not necessarily performed on live TV that really stood out to us. He's not somebody who's going to craft something that we see. And so I don't suggest for him to perform on the same stage as Kendrick. At all.
Think he's scared? Like LeBron in the dunk contest?
Yeah, actually, yes. That's a good analogy. I think so. I think LeBron is a momentum guy when it comes to the dunk contest. You know, we've stopped asking LeBron because he just straight lied to us. After that one year, he said, I'm going to do it the next year. And the next year, he just straight up said, I'm not going to do it. Like, I think he gets pumped up momentum, but I think if you put LeBron on the stage, like Dolo, you know what I mean, and tell him to go in the dunk contest, he may forget the hell what to do, even though he got the ability to do it. And I think with Drake, I think it's kind of the same way. You put that pressure on him where he got to be artistic in front of a whole bunch of people. Because, you know, the Grammys, you know, when you are actually out there with your peers, the crowd that's like you and I, they sitting way up. But you really got to impress your peers. Kendrick be making people like Taylor Swift get off their feet and saying his lyrics word for word. You know what I mean? I can't see Drake really doing that. As dope as he is, right?
LeBron at the dunk contest.
Yeah. But I don't see Drake. Drake gonna sit on the sideline and watch the dunk contest. And be in a nice suit.
Like LeBron does.
Yeah.
He sits
and applaud.
And
applaud.
He records it and everything.
Yeah. But I think he wants it. I definitely always felt like Drake has wanted, because Drake is a hip-hop student. And sometimes he don't get the credit enough for being that kind of student. I definitely think he always wanted the accolades that Kendrick gotten. I always felt like Drake was bothered by the fact that Barack always mentioned Kendrick, and Barack used to have Kendrick at the White House all the time, and Drake never really got that invite. So I'm always going to feel that way. But listen, if they do perform at the Grammys, It's going to be history. I just don't see it happening. Cardi B is going to win Album of the Year.
All right, so let's talk about that Heisman race. We got Oklahoma's Kyler Murray. I messed that all up. Kyler Murray. And also, I'm going to definitely terrorize this next one. Oklahoma's Talaveratua. And then Wisconsin's Jonathan Teja. What is that with these names?
And so if you listening right now and you wondering how we go from Grammys to this is what we do. Our transitions, we don't make no buzz about it. So we in sports right now. And those names, they remind me of that Key and Peele skit where they were trying to pronounce the names.
But I know all these guys. They're all great athletes. Honestly, I think the guy from Oklahoma is going to get it because
Still? Over Alabama, that dude?
Yeah,
over Tua?
because I don't know, things are just looking too easy for Tua, and he got hurt, and then his backup came and brought him back and won the game when they were down 14 points. So I think that hurt Tua the most. So I think Kyler will pull out and get it. And they're just going to give it to somebody
He did ball
else.
last weekend.
Yeah, because they're going to figure out. I mean, they just feel, I think Oklahoma just wins the championship every year, so we just going to get a Heisman to somebody else. Give somebody else something because Oklahoma getting everything else every year. And Oklahoma will probably go on and win a national championship this year, I'm sure.
Over Alabama?
I mean, Alabama will probably
wins everything. So that's what you really meant to say is Alabama wins the championship. So we're gonna give the Heisman to someone from Oklahoma.
Somebody else besides them because they get everything else. They get the championships every year.
I wonder how you feel when you're that fourth person who go to the Heisman and you know you got no chance of winning, but you're just there anyway.
Yeah, you're just sitting there.
Right.
Well, it's only 3 finalists this year. Usually it is like 4, but it's only 3.
I thought it was 4. I thought
no, it's just 3 finalists. 3 finalists.
The running back from Wisconsin, not?
That's it.
Running back to
and the 2 quarterbacks. That's it.
Oh wow, you're right.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's it.
The best Heisman class I've seen, and I was really young, but I only saw this because I was watching 30 for 30. Still look good is Peyton Manning, Randy Moss, and the guy who actually won, played for Michigan. Charles Woodson. That was, and I forgot who the 4th person was, but doesn't matter after that. But that was a good class.
Yeah. Also, you had Michael Vick, Peter Warwick, Chris Winkie. Who else was in there? It was who's the 4th person in there? I can't remember, but it was a good one. Chris Winkie was killing it, and Peter Warwick was supposed to have been the next Jerry Rice or whatever.
Well, that's why I was talking about the Randy Moss one, because all of them are Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No question. And Charles Woodson winning it, that was like the first time a defensive player won in years.
It's the only time.
Still the only time, yeah.
Only time a primary defensive player has ever won the Heisman.
So when you have that, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I was looking at it. So I just wonder what it's like when you're that person who going and no one's paying attention to you.
And he hit David Boston in the mouth.
Who did?
Charles Woodson. Michigan, Ohio State. They got to fighting, scrapping in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
He hit David Boston. That was David Boston, who actually went to the league and actually had a decent career. Hit him in the mouth. They got to throwing blows. That was a rivalry game for you.
Yeah, that's when rivalry games was real. They wasn't just kicking no little, imprint and trademark. They used to actually go out there and throw them bowls.
Yeah. They wasn't playing. Charles wasn't playing when he got right with him.
Chuck wasn't playing. And Charles Woodson was from Ohio and Lolo.
Oh, he is?
Oh, yeah. He's one of those Ohio players. It's a documentary on HBO about the whole Michigan-Ohio State rivalry. And there are a lot of players from Ohio State. From Ohio that went to go play for Michigan.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, no. It's like a known thing. It's not even a secret. Like, there's a lot of players that went to go play up north of Michigan. And Charles Woodson is one of those dudes. So he popped somebody in the mouth who's probably his neighbor.
Yeah, it was his cousin's cousin.
Yeah. My man who did the Heisman that one year when he won.
Howard.
Huh?
Desmond Howard.
Desmond Howard's from Ohio.
Oh, okay.
He said every time he go home, people be like, F you, Desmond. He be like, thank you very much. Like, you suck, Desmond. He like, thank you very much. He be in the grocery store like, yo, it's a lot of Ohio players that play for Michigan. Like, I didn't even know that. Because I grew up a Michigan State fan, but I didn't even know that. So, yeah, man. So, if he popped that dude in the mouth, he probably was in daycare with that guy. He probably known that dude for years.
I grew up a Detroit Lions fan, which I'm still sorry to hear that. But big game in
Shut up.
NFL this week. My Eagles facing the Dallas Cowboys. That's basically for the lead in the division. That division's probably going to go this way. If the Eagles lose, season's over for them. If Dallas loses, everything's still alive.
Can you explain to me why your guy Jay Gruden of the Washington Redskins, the coach, they hired the Redskins themselves, hire Reuben Foster under 48 hours, who has 2 domestic abuse charges. But yet you got they had 3 quarterbacks getting taken out in about 2 weeks. And you don't even want to bring Cap in for a workout, but yet you actually want to put somebody on your team who hasn't thrown a football in 7 years?
You know what? Skip Bayless said one thing. He was like, when you bring a troubled person with a troubled past, they're easy to be controlled. Than a person with a squeaky clean past, because there's nothing you can hang over their head. Kaepernick has nothing. He's done nothing. He's done nothing. He's done nothing in his life. He has no criminal record. He has no domestic violences. All he has is that he kneeled for the flag. So you can't pressure him into doing something he want to do or hang anything over his head, because he has no baggage. Reuben Foster has baggage. You tell him not to do something and hold it over his head, he's going to say, yes, sir, yes, sir. So I understand that point from that aspect. But what I don't understand is how they pick up Mark Sanchez, Colt McCoy goes down, and now you have to get another quarterback, and they pick up Josh Johnson, who hasn't thrown an NFL pass in 4 years over Kaepernick.
That's what I'm saying.
And says Kaepernick wouldn't fit our system. But Josh Johnson is the same type of player as Kaepernick. Kaepernick's just better at it.
I actually argued with somebody about that online, and he was like, well, I don't want Kaepernick, on my team because I'm not a fan here. I was like, but what that got to do with at this point what you need? Like, you literally need a quarterback. There's a good one that's out there, and you refuse to get it. So you got some people that's so into the fandom of the sport and for their own team that they can't call out BS when they see it. Like, listen, I'm a Lions fan. We've been losing since the day I was born.
They're going to be losing until the day your grandkids are
Listen,
born.
but the point is, I'm always able to point. You ain't going to never see me overstep my bounds, okay? I know my position. But I'm able to call out BS when it is. You know what I'm saying? So I never understood that. And I think the move that the Redskins just made, it really opened my...
excuse he's not going to fit our system. Oh, shut up.
It really opened my eyes to why they got so many Dallas Cowboy fans in the city. It's a poor sports town, bro. It's what it is. We've been living for years. I'm calling out for what it is, man. Like, if you supporting that move and you still supporting your team who's already racist and you supporting that move within itself and you can't see it for what it is, it's why your team is the way it is. Like it's no wonder why your team has so much division and fandom in your own town.
Oh, yeah, and also, while we're on the Redskins, Alex Smith actually had infection as a result from his surgery for his broken fibula and tibula, and his career is in serious jeopardy because of that infection.
His career in general?
Yes, his career is in serious jeopardy, period. Whereas though he'll be able to play ever again is in jeopardy because he had an infection post-op of that surgery he had. So prayers to him, because you never want to hear anybody. I mean, Alex Smith has gone through a lot in his career.
Yeah.
And still been able to come out on top. But this is a big one, so you never want to hear that.
He's been playing for 10 years.
Yeah, so.
I didn't realize he played under your man from Ohio State who just retired, the coach.
Yeah, Urban Meyer.
Yeah, I didn't know he played on him.
Yeah, he was in Utah. That was Urban Meyer. He got Urban Meyer. He created Urban Meyer we know us today.
Okay,
They got
I didn't know
Urban
that.
Meyer from Utah to Florida to Ohio State. So yeah, that was Alex Smith's doing. But yeah, shout out to him. Well, not shout out to him, but get well soon.
Yeah,
Wish
you never want
the best.
nobody's career to end like
Yeah,
that,
don't want
regardless of
your
how you
career
feel
to end
about
like
it.
that. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
I mean, football is just a sport where it's like one pop, you gone. But hey, Alex got his money though.
Oh, he definitely got his money.
Alex got his money
Don't feel
though.
too bad for him.
Right. Let's understand that.
He still got a lot more money than I'm gonna ever have. So
Yeah, you might be throwing football out in the yard during Thanksgiving with your cousins, but you paid.
he definitely paid.
All right, let's take it back a little bit and show some respect. This earlier this week, it was also the anniversary of Pimp C's death. He passed away December 4th, 2007. I remember where I was when Pimp C passed away. I think he passed away in California, right? He's in a hotel. OD.
Yeah, he died in his sleep, I think.
Yeah. Pimp C is so crazy because coming up, the song by Case, Happy Ever After, was always the wedding song and Let's Get Married. But to me, the ultimate wedding song always be International Players Club. Because when Pimp C rap, I still get up off my feet. And I hate when I hear the clean version of it. Or I hate when I told you when I was at a wedding one time.
Totally different.
Yeah, I told you I was at a wedding one time and they took Pimp C versions out. I was like, oh, don't do that. Don't do that to the pimp. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care. My great-great-great-great-grandma was at my wedding. We playing the pimp verse. You just got to hear it, Grandma. I'm sorry. You've heard worse, okay? Your grandma has probably, not to get too far off track, but some of you, the weddings I go to, you guys don't want to play certain music because you're like, oh, my older grandma's there, and my father's there. He's been there for years. Man, your grandma, your father, your great-granddaddy has done more nastier things than that record can even spit that you can imagine. Okay? That stuff is nothing to them.
That's why you're here.
Right. What is Skittles to a bear who's been eating honey for years? Okay? So some of you be a little bit too sensitive and your grandma be cool in the mug, sitting back chilling, okay? So, yeah. Also, early this week is an anniversary. Well, no, not anniversary. Actually, December 4th was actually the birthday of your boy Hove.
Yeah.
49 years old.
Yeah, he almost at the big 5-0.
49 years old. We are at the point in hip-hop where our rappers are turning 50. Will Smith turned 50, a few months ago?
Bust out some twins.
Yeah, who, Hove? Yeah. Well, he ain't just bust out, but yeah.
I mean,
Beyonce, he bust out the twins.
Yeah. they less than 2 years old. So
He did bust out the twins, you know what I mean? But yeah, Hove is 49 years old. I mean, who would have thought that?
I mean, I would have hoped he would have lived to see 49.
Well, no, I'm just talking about. I ain't gonna, no. Actually, no. When I was a kid, I did not think I'd see my favorite rappers turning 50 because when I was coming up, I remember when all the older rappers from back in the day was trying to make comebacks, and they were looking bad, man. I mean, they were dropping off one by one, and to see Hove still going where he is, I'm glad. Can you imagine Hove if he really would have stayed retired back in 2003/4? If he really stayed retired, how much we would have missed of Hove?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course, it's no question. The music earlier was always the one that we love, and it was better. But as far as the moves that Hove been making, along with the music, like, we'd have missed out. I mean, he truly is the Frank Sinatra of our culture.
Yeah, he talking you through it.
Yeah. He's giving you game every time he spit. I mean, that verse that he spit on Meek, I mean, off the top of the dome, which he's always done. Let's keep that in mind. Okay, just because he said it in a rhyme, that wasn't the first time Hove spit off the dome. He's technically never, according to him, never wrote anything down.
Yeah, he just remembered he wrote it in his head.
Him and Biggie, and he was one of the best that ever did it. So Hove keep giving us gems, man. We got to keep appreciating. So the fact that he turned 49, that's a big deal. That's
another
huge
birthday
deal.
I forgot about as I was talking about sports. Terrell Owens. Shout out to him too.
T.O.?
I mean, he had that big game, Super Bowl, risked his career, played on a broken leg, had 8 catches, 122 yards, and we got cheated by Spygate and the Patriots and Belichick and Tom Shady. But yeah, happy birthday to Terrell Owens, man.
I ain't gonna front. That was my last year playing Madden when Terrell Owens' first year with the Eagles. It was the easiest Madden I ever played because all you needed was T.O. to go long. That was it. You had T.O. go long, it was a wrap. He ain't playing the playoffs. I remember he was hurt the entire playoffs, but man, he balled out in the Super Bowl.
He broke his leg in week 12, and he didn't play again, or week 11, and didn't play again to the playoffs, to the Super Bowl.
He balled out.
He said, "If we make it to the Super Bowl, I'm playing." And he was a man of his word, and he showed up and showed out.
Well, that's what happened. You take a couple shots, you gonna get out there. You know what I'm saying? You definitely gonna get out there like Varsity Blues.
Yeah, well, he's a Hall of Famer now, so and that game had a lot to do with him being in the Hall of Fame, I'm sure.
It took them long enough, but he's definitely there.
It definitely took him long enough.
They was
definitely hating.
Also, it's the anniversary of Brand Nubian album, the debut album, All for One. You know, it had the song "Slow Down, Slow Down." That's one of those albums. I'm not gonna front. When it first came out as a kid, I didn't listen to it because it was over my head. No, it was over my head. I didn't understand what that. First of all, I grew up in Detroit, so any 5% lingo, I didn't understand it. But definitely when I got older and I was taught to go back and listen to it, I definitely understood why it was a 5-mic album and it's considered a classic. So I only say that to anybody who might be coming up now. Some of you youngers might be hearing about us when we talk about albums that are classics back in the day. If just because you were too young or it might have came out before you was born, still go back and do your history and listen to it with an open ear and understand why some of these albums are considered classics and they're standard. And that's why we look at some of the music that you might put out and we hold you to a standard because you got better opportunities than those guys had. So you're supposed to be putting out better music or better art, technically. Some of you do. Some don't. So yeah. Bro.
So he's trying to start a car.
Son, it's this weather, bro. I've been fighting like a mug. I've been fighting like a mug. Speaking of fighting, I don't know if did you get a chance? I always say this because I don't know if you got a chance to catch this. The Avengers Endgame movie trailer came out. Did you catch it?
No, man, I ain't even seen Creed. I'm taking my daughter tomorrow, and we are going to the movies to see Creed 2. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it being late on these movies. I'm tired. I used to go to movies all the time, and now I ain't been to a movie in I don't know how long.
Well, slow down, bro. We only talking about the trailer.
Yeah. Well,
the movie hasn't come out yet.
Well, it just hit a hot spot.
You was over here going. I'm like, wait. So, bro, listen. Did you get a chance to see Avengers: Infinity War?
No. Did I see Infinity War? I think I did.
Okay. The snapping of the finger, Thanos.
No,
did you catch it? Okay, bro. Come on.
I need to go to the movies, yo. I ain't gonna be in the movies.
Okay, bro. The good news is right now you ain't got to go to the movie to see it. You can actually just watch it on your. I think it's coming to Netflix soon, but you can go rent it. Okay. The Avengers Endgame, the new Avengers is coming out, and that's the one allegedly is going to have the last time we're going to see Robert Downey Jr. As Iron Man. The last time we're going to see the Captain America we've been knowing for the past 10 years as Captain America. You know, it's called Avengers Endgame. And it was looking real serious. It was, because if you saw Infinity War, where half of everybody died because Thanos got all the Infinity Gems off his fingers, they lost. The heroes actually lost. Now we watch the Endgame and we trying to figure out what's going to happen now. So, listen, I'm excited for it. And the fact that it's going to come out, I think it said April or March, that won't be too far. I forgot how long of a year this has been because Black Panther came out this year. It felt like Black Panther came out last year. And when I saw Black Panther got nominated for Movie of the Year of the Golden Globes, I was like, Black Panther came out this year? And it really did. So it's going to show you how long 2018 has been. 2018, I felt every single month, every single day. So, yeah. And also, for you gamers, Mortal Kombat 11 trailer came out, too. And it's crazy to see that. I thought there was more Mortal Kombat than that, but I guess what they count as 11, is different. But it's crazy because I remember as a child when Mortal Kombat came out, you remember how parents were protesting that game?
No, I don't.
Because of how violent it was.
They were protesting it?
Yeah, man, they was chopping. Think about it, bro. Early 90s, they was taking their hands off. We had never seen that like that. Ryu and Ken wasn't doing that.
I mean, I was playing it. I was doing it. So, yeah.
Oh, no, I was too.
Down, back, BC, A.
You know what it was, though? That. When you was coming up from our neighborhoods, our parents was like, that's the least that can happen. Yeah. So to see a Thunder guy, blow somebody up to death, we was like, all right, that's nothing. But no, when Mortal Kombat, the first one first came out, that was a very serious thing. I remember actually watching and enjoying watching someone else play Mortal Kombat. When my mom would go to the mall and she go shopping, I would just be in the movie theater standing by the arcade, me and other little kids watching the big teenagers play. And there was always these guys who would come with these codes on a sheet of paper that you never know where they got it from. And they would always know these moves that you never knew how they understood, how they know these moves. But I remember the hesitation or the way you would pause for a second right before they would do a fatality. Because we all wanted to see the fatality. And it's like that to this day.
Finish him.
Yeah. Think about it, how much Mortal Kombat has changed the game. Like, when you hear someone say finish him, it's real. It's real.
Like you was done.
Yeah. And people thought Mortal Kombat was too violent. Now look at it. It's least your words. You got Fortnite. You got games where all they do is kill. To me, Fortnite ain't nothing but the Twitter of video games. You know how Twitter just took the status of Facebook?
I've never seen a video game. I've never even watched a game being played.
So this is all that Fortnite is because I wanted to know what the hype was. So I had one of my little homies download on my phone. You really just going, you know how on Grand Theft Auto, when you got bored after you beat the game, you just want to go around killing people? Uh-huh. That's all Fortnite is. So it took that part out. That's what I said. It's like the Twitter of video games. You know how Twitter is nothing but the status of Facebook? Mm-hmm. IG ain't nothing but the pictures? Yeah. Fortnite ain't nothing but the part that you go around killing. It ain't no, it's just, that's all it is.
And they got NFL, jerseys and stuff now, NFL jerseys.
You can do a bunch of stuff on Fortnite. These kids are spending actual real cold hard cash, and technically the game is actually isn't. What I also found out is that the game is actually in development. It's technically not done. So what they're playing is not even a finished copy. But that's how popular the game is, and all they're doing is going around and popping each other. That's it. You just go around, you just shooting each other. That's it. It's not. And to me, honestly, it was looking kind of boring. I can understand the excitement when you got more than one person, but really, to me, it was looking boring because to me, the game is like too realistic because you got to literally walk. You got to really go to another place. See, you know, I come up in an area with Contra. You had to keep putting the attack button because all these aliens was coming at you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But now the game is so realistic. You actually got a sniper. You guys got to wait on somebody to come outside and yarn, take a leak, pow, shoot them. So that's all that is. So to me, something like Mortal Kombat, I'm a little bit more into that personally. I tried to get engaged in Fortnite. That's how I know I was getting old because I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
But
I've always been just a NBA and NFL guy.
NBA Jams?
NBA Jams, NBA 2K, NBA Live.
NBA Yarn, my brother? You all right?
NBA Jams, NBA 2K, NBA Live, and then always been a Madden guy. That was it. If it wasn't a sports game, it didn't hold my attention. I didn't even play the 007 and all that other stuff.
Nah, I ain't played 007. I couldn't get into that. I couldn't get into that. I understand. Walk around in a suit holding on a pistol.
And the Duke Nukem, what?
Nah, I was never into that either. I definitely was into Dragon Ball Z in college, playing that game. I was definitely into that. So that's my era. And I lost out. Last game I had was PS2. So I'm done. You still play Madden, though?
Here and there.
You don't play like you used to, strong?
Absolutely not.
Because when we first used to record, you used to have it over there. You know about to say you ain't got the time. Your house is more full now than it was.
I don't have the time.
You the real full house. I don't know why they want to do a movie on y'all or a show.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's it, man. We're going to have to get up out of here, man. What you got going on for the week? Or you going to see Creed? Going to take your daughter?
Yeah, man. I'm taking my 13-year-old.
She's 13 now?
Yeah, she's 13. Taking her to the.
Oh, man. Tell my youngin' I say happy B-Day, bro.
Yeah, well.
That's what's up, man. All right, well, at least you actually going to go to the movies. We got it on record that Akademiks are going to do something besides spin these records. What you usually say? We don't want you to repeat it. It's all good. No. You go into the movies, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to actually take time to actually relax. My mom, Dukes, is in town, and I think I'm going to get fat this weekend. So that's what I'm probably going to do. As usual, follow us on Twitter, at WHMS98. Follow me, at J.Hall Radio. This guy right here, at DJ Akademiks. Make sure you play along. Be blessful and successful. And we'll talk to you soon. We ghost!
It's the Hip Hop Matrix Show.